Welcome back, everyone. My name is Uhfgood, and today we are continuing Blender 3D Noob to Pro Wikibook, but doing it in 2.8. I believe I will get to this last part, which is just making this hat and putting it on him, by the end of these 4 videos, or this section, or however you want to say it, this day. In the future, I plan to maybe do more, maybe 8 videos a day. I don't know. I haven't decided yet if I'm able to make that, because I can average about that many videos per day, even though I'm only showing 4 per day. But without much further ado, let's get into this thing. Okay, so the last time I created this dude right here. Don't shoot. Arms up. Don't shoot. Okay. It's a pretty starry looking Blender man here, but you know, whatever. I'm new to this stuff. I'll be able to learn how to do it later, maybe. In this module, you create hat for your simple person. Actually, I'm gonna increase that to 3. Actually, I think I'm gonna raise this a little bit. Okay. You'll learn how to use the spin tool and use layers. Of course, like I said, we won't be using layers, we'll be using collections, but the principle generally applies. Creating a generatrix, spinning the hat, smoothing your hat, additional resources. Okay, so for future convenience, you'll create the hat as a new object in the scene containing the simple person. If you have created the simple person, either go back and do it now, or else download the pre-made model from whatever. Start by changing layers to layer 2, then add the basis for your hat. Okay, so we are in object mode, except I'm not going to do that. I am just going to exclude him from visibility. Actually, I wonder if you can disable it without. So that means if I try to select it, I can't select it. I can move it around. That's good, actually. I think I like that better, because that way I can still see what I'm doing in here. So good. Okay. So okay, forget this layer stuff. Orthographic front view, num5, then num1. Okay, so let's see here. Numpad 5, then numpad 1. Front ortho. And let's see if we can't this to look alright. Okay, awesome. Awesome. Okay, so I've also got a new screenshotting software, so I'll probably be screenshotting at some point during this deal. And also, I'm going to try to fill in my description for each video while I'm doing the video, so that way I don't have to do all that stuff afterwards. Instead, all I have to do is just rename this, and wish there's a way to make sure that it opens behind. Maybe I can look in preferences and figure that out. But okay, so create a mesh circle at the cursor by activating the 3D view window. Press Shift A, choose mesh circle. Okay, so I'm actually going to move this. In fact, I'll just do it with the tool because it's easy, and we'll put it over here. Actually, let's do something here. Okay, let's put it up. Let's put it up right here. Okay. Now, Shift A, mesh circle. This is a different. Okay. Let's see what it says here. This new circle will look more like a line segment than a circle. If so, it's because you're viewing this circle edge on. The new mesh doesn't actually have to be a circle. You could use any sort of mesh object here because you're about to reshape it into a custom 2D mesh called a generatrix that describes the profile of your hat. More precisely, the generatrix describes one side of a vertical cross-section through the hat. You want your generatrix to have a slope. It should be higher on one side, which will become the top of the crown, and the other, which will become the brim. The newly created mesh should be selected, which it is. Go to tab to edit the mesh. So we go to tab. There we go. Activate vertex select mode, which it is. Press A until all vertices are selected. I believe they are. Press X to erase all vertices. Why would I do that? Wouldn't that just delete it? Some users are confused with the purpose of creating the mesh only to delete it afterwards. The point of this process is to create a new blank object which you can then shape into a hat. Okay. Do this. Okay. And then we'll do X, and I guess... Wait, what's it say? X and vertices. Alright, so fine. We'll just do what it says. X, vertices. Well, apparently it's still there, right? Because of that little orange dot in there. Now draw your generatrix starting with the brim and sloping upwards toward the top of the crown. Make sure you're in orthographic front. Control left mouse button to create. I think it's control right, because I think it's the opposite thing right here. To create the first vertex, press control left mouse button to one side of that vertex to extrude another vertex connected to the first by an edge. Oh, okay. I see. So, keep adding vertices until you're satisfied with the shape of your generatrix. You can always undo using Control Z and go back to the positions. The mesh is spun around on an axis perpendicular to the view plane. You want to spin it around the axis. So then switch to top view. Okay, so I'll just do that in just a second here. Alright, so let's do what they said. Let's control, we're going to do right mouse button, so do control. Okay, so my bad. X, vertices. Here, let's just no, oh, shoot. And we're almost up here too, so Control Z. Shift Control Z. There we go. Let's try this again. Put this over here. That. Okay. Now, let's do the thing again. Let's do Shift A, circle, tab, X, vertices, control left mouse button. Why does that not work? I don't know what's going wrong. Control left mouse button. White. I am in vertice, select, add. So white. This doesn't work. Make sure you're in vertex select mode. I am in vertex select mode. Why is it actually doing that? Face, edge, vertex, select. I'm not sure what's going on. I thought I was going to get done through this, huh? How come I can't add a vertex? Shift right? No. Okay. Control right. There we go. Control right. Control right. And it looks like we've figured it out, sort of. Oh. That kind of sucks, but I'll just leave it. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna start over. Sort of start over. Okay, so stop, reset. I will see you in the next video. We will see. And yeah. So